Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Anti-Myelin Society podcast. We are
PLCs with disabilities.
And in our podcast, we'll explore various topics related to living with multiple sclerosis, which is commonly referred to as MS. And in our discussions, we'll cover building a career, navigating MS as a parent, mental health, dealing with symptoms, and more.
We aim to share insights and stories that resonate with everyone, regardless of your relationship or knowledge of MS. We hope you stay with us to support, listen, understand, and have a great time.
Yes, so stay tuned to the show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Anti-Myelin Society podcast with your girls, Jojo and Taty. We have a special guest today. It's Brittany. How you guys feeling?
Hi, welcome back. Yes. So let's give a little introduction for Brittany. So Brittany, we all used to work together at one institution. I'm not going to say the name, but we worked together and we just kind of built a foundation of friendship between that, kind of like trauma bonding in a way, definitely working in the industry that we were at. And we kind of just connected with that. And then we're still friends. I left, but we kind of branched out in different areas, but we still link up. We still, are there for each other. We support each other. So it's amazing how we connected and we're still friends together. But on this episode, we kind of wanted to do like a support a friend episode. We still haven't came up with the name yet, but we're going to ask Brittany, who is our support for me and Taty dealing with multiple sclerosis, MS for short, and her experience as, being our friend, being our peer, being our ally, what it was for her perspective and her experiences of, having us as friends. But before we do start, Brittany, we do like to start with our moments of gratitude cards. I'm going to pick one and we just like to share something that we feel we have gratitude for. Okay. So the card that I picked was, who has been a mentor or guide in your life? Go ahead, Brittany.
I would say, I know it's kind of cliche, but definitely my mom. She has been my mentor, showing me the ropes, the ins and outs of how to be a woman, how to live, being a single mother, she pretty much had to do everything. So she showed me, how to change a tire, how to fix cars. Like, she showed me all those things. So of course, I do want to find a man that will be able to do those things, but being able to have that foundation that my mom instilled in me, I, pretty much love her for everything that she has done.
Beautiful, beautiful. What about you, Taty?
A mentor. I don't have to say my mom and my grandma. I always tell people my grandma's my best friend and I'm her best friend. So
besties
for the rest. She's a fellow Leo. So
your grandma's a Leo?
Yes.
Okay. Leo
gang. That's how I think we're really connected together. My mom, of course, like Brittany's mother, single mother, showing you the ropes of not just being feminine, but also being independent in your own forthright, changing a tire, cutting grass, not taking no ish from nobody. Mm-hmm. Having your own and standing on your own with my grandma in the background, like, don't let no man come up in your house. Don't let no man do da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay. And she was like, you don't ever swing first, but you damn sure finish it. And I'm like, all right, okay. So...
Yes, Granny.
What about you, Jojo?
As you both were telling yours, I love my mom. I love my mom to death. I wouldn't really necessarily say my mom would be my mentor. I would say she was my guide. She taught me a lot. Ish. I'm saying ish because one time we had a moment where my mom was like, I didn't teach you to do nothing. I was like, yeah, she did. And she was like, no. I was like, you taught me how to tie my shoes. She was like, no, your school did. I was like, you taught me how to ride a bike. She was like, no, your cousin did. I was like, why are you bragging?
Why are you grabbing that you did nothing?
That you did it?
Just take it.
So again, I love my mom to death, but I wouldn't say my mom would be my mentor or my guide. I would say people at work, especially for me trying to establish my career, who have mentored me through life, and I don't know about where we used to work, but where I work now, it's a lot of politics. So I do like to lean on my circle of directors is what I would call at work. And they're like my mentors and my guide to kind of help me grow. And I would also say that people I'm close to are also like my guide in life. Again, I love my parents, but I was the first to like go to college. I was the first to get my master's. I was the first to get MS. I'm the first for a lot of things. And my parents, they supported me, yes, but not in ways to kind of help me navigate through barriers. Those are things I learned on my own and just with life and people around me. So again, I love my parents, but I would not say neither one of them were my mentor. But anywho, let's go ahead and get started on the questions that we have for Brittany. These are questions that me and Tati came up with. So the first one would be, did you have any prior knowledge of MS?
No, absolutely none. I mean, I would see the commercials growing up, but I didn't know
because I didn't see any.
But I didn't know what MS was. I didn't know. Well, honestly, I didn't associate multiple sclerosis to MS. But other than like the a few topics being here and there, I had absolutely no idea what it was.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hilarious.
I didn't know what it was either. Even when I knew Tati had it, I had no idea what it was, what it does, what happens to a person. I just knew Tati had it. It was an autoimmune. That was it. That's all I knew about
Just
it.
news of chronic illness.
And then when I got diagnosed,
she went in a deep dive of like
when I accepted it.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, denial phase, I didn't research nothing. Because I didn't want it.
She was like, I don't got it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't have it. So I didn't research nothing. But when I finally accepted it, I was like, I need to do my research because I want to live a thriving life. So that's fair. That's fair to say. I don't know. I feel like unless you have it or you know somebody with it, maybe that would be the only time you would research it. But the next question that we have is, what were your initial thoughts about learning about MS once you started like going into it?
I guess kind of like what you mentioned, doing research. For me, that was the biggest thing is, I have a friend and eventually end up having two friends who end up having it. But initially I had no idea what it was, what it consists of or anything. So the biggest thing for me is I felt the most, the best way that I could support my friends is researching and understanding exactly what MS is, like signs, symptoms, and all of that. So just doing research really and just really like taking a dive into it and completely understanding it.
Okay. The next question we have is, how did you educate yourself about MS?
So
where did you go? Where did you go? What resources?
So a lot was just researching online, going to like a lot of the MS walks and hearing different stories about it. But another thing is just being up close and personal with it, with Tatiana, just seeing like how she is on a normal, day-to-day basis. And then when she is relapsing, it's like, oh wow, so these are the signs and symptoms that I need to be more aware of so I can know, hey, she might be on the verge of relapsing. So let me pay a little bit more attention to these signs and symptoms. So just being present and paying attention, researching, and just observing.
And I will say that one we had in the branch when the new manager came, Brittany caught my relapse before I even understood I was having one because she was like, "What do you mean you're hot?"
Tati is never hot. She's always cold, always has a blanket.
She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I don't know. I just feel weird." She was like, "I'm gonna watch you."
So like the whole day I'm just watching, like, and I see she just shaking and just different things that I noticed that Tati normally doesn't do. So it's just like, okay, let me pay a little bit more attention. So when I start noticing it, and so when her legs start getting weak, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time. Let's go ahead and figure out what we can do. So just paying attention, being present.
So I don't know if we created this question, but what is MS to you? What does it mean? What is MS? And as an ally, as a support system, what is MS?
So I know it's a chronic illness dealing with like your nervous system and different, like the ways like your nerves are being attacked. So your body is attacking your nerves. Can't really put it like all the way into words, but I do know it's like your body is basically attacking itself and you're having to get those treatments so it can kind of, build up back your immune system back up.
That's a good way.
That's
more than
really
what I knew before.
honey, look, because it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, what do you mean it's myself attacking
Yeah.
itself? They were like, so your myelin. I was like, big word.
Big word. Don't even know what
Big
that
word.
is.
Your white blood cells, Miss Frizzle. I didn't understand that.
Not Miss Frizzle.
Like, they need to bring back Miss Frizzle. They need to have an MS episode. It needs to
For
be
Miss
an
Frizzle.
episode.
We should create that.
Oh,
Yeah, an
okay.
MS episode of a relapse. And then she has to explain, like, you see this myelin attacking the sheathing?
We need a whole visual.
Yeah.
Yes. But thank you for that, Brittany.
That was really good.
Kind of feel like you kind of covered the next question. It was, have you witnessed any relapses with your friends? If so, what did you observe and how did that make you feel?
So with that particular situation, it really made me feel like, I really have to pay more attention to my friend. Even though if she says she's okay, deep down is like she's dealing with pain that, we're not aware of. So just being aware of those signs and symptoms that she's going through, but also like being an accountability partner. So she may say she's okay, but deep down, like I know she's not. So hey, if I can just be a shoulder to lean on, or if I have to. There was one instance where I think you went to the bathroom and I was like, I'm not counting how long you're in the bathroom, but you said you had to do this. And I know, but I'm like, so, and I know with this particular situation, I know she was in there a little longer than she normally was. And I think I had ended up texting you or something. And I went to the bathroom and she was like, and I heard like a tapping on the door. And she ended up texting me. It was like, I think you said help or something like that. And so we ended up going to get the spare key to the bathroom and she was on the floor. She had a relapse. So just even paying attention to how long she was gone could, save her life or anything. So just being aware.
What was the relapse, Taty?
Then you take the wrong, no, this wasn't.
Honey, I don't know. It probably was too cold in the branch.
Yeah. And you also came to work with your cane that day.
No, it was.
Huh?
You had your cane that day. So
I was already like not feeling good. And I was trying to like stick it out, like Brittany was saying. Like, I'll say I'm fine. And deep down, I'm like,
yeah.
But what was it? Your muscles? Were you in pain?
I mean, I don't remember at all. It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember. I was so scared. I was like, what in the world just happened? So now every time she go, I'm just like,
tapping.
I just hear tapping. I'm like, what is that? And then I check my watch and she texts me. I'm like, Lord Jesus, let me go save her. But
Apple Watches came in clutch.
Yes. So just also paying attention. Like she's like, oh, I'm going to be right back. And then she's not right back. Like, okay, let me check on her. Let me text her. Let me make sure she's okay.
So I probably went to the bathroom because I knew I was going to like kind of fall out and I didn't want to do it like behind teller line or like in front of the branch. Because when I fell out the last time, they had to shut down drive-through. Dramatic.
Nice.
To let the ambulance in. It was so funny.
And then you didn't want me to be back. I'm like, I'm not leaving my sister. I'm sorry.
They were like, we got it. I'm like, I don't trust any of y'all. Y'all don't know. Because Brittany was also there for the relapse we had at the other place when we were training because it was too cold. And I was like, I'm in pain. Like, I had to be like in the corner, fetal position. Like
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah. Brittany's been there she's a pro now.
She's a pro.
Brittany's a pro. Because she was like, no, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm lying. So
I cannot.
I love it. It's hilarious.
Well, for our listeners, Brittany has not seen any of my relapses.
She keeps them hidden.
But no, what's his face? The guy who lives with me, he's seen one of my muscles. They were restricted. He saw that because I couldn't get up. I could not get up for nothing. But yeah, I still appreciate you, Brittany.
Hopefully we don't have too many more, but just know you can call us. Let us know.
More so Taty because she don't take the medicine.
Yes.
And then she'd be taking
the wrong
medication. Just go on here.
Breaks for her treatment.
No. So. Okay, so that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to try to blow me up on the podcast. So you didn't take your medication, Jay, either.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And the one I didn't take, I don't usually take when I'm off because it just has me awake for no reason if I don't have anything to do. I don't like to just be up.
Oh, the one to combat fatigue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't take
So
that
I don't
one when
take
I'm
that
off.
one if I don't have anything to do. I'll just take a nap and be cool.
I need to take mine to go to work.
But I take my treatment, ma'am. Now, did I take a year off? Yes.
We have to have a side conversation because I saw a post on TikTok about Ocrevus. But I was like, I don't know if I want to scare Tati.
You probably can't.
Okay.
Was it about the big C word?
No. People were having more lesions or something like that, and it was making them worse.
Oh. I mean,
So
being off treatment, I got more lesions. So.
We're going to have to do some research on that because I want to make sure you're taking the right one. Okay. Next question. Okay. What would you recommend to others who have friends with chronic illnesses? Your perspective.
I would say staying on top of it, but also, checking in with them, being supportive, being available, being present. A lot of times in life, life be life and we're all over the place and you just never know. It could be a game night or a brunch or anything that could really make things better. So just figuring out what your friends need. Sometimes, we have our different love languages, but that doesn't just apply to relationships, that apply to friendships as well. So just figuring out what each of your friends who have that, just seeing what helps them the most. So whether it is a game night or if it is going out or even we were talking about a muumuus and margaritas, even if it's just chilling at the house and being lazy. So just figuring out ways to be able to support your friends and figuring out, hey, what can I do as a friend to help this journey a little better?
Muumuus and margaritas when you wear a muumuu and we have margaritas. A muumuu's like a big old shirt. Like it almost looks like a dress. Some men don't like it. Some men love it, but it's just, so yeah, that I was planning on having a muumuus and margarita, like movie night.
Oh, okay. Brittany.
The judgment is crazy.
What was your reaction to finding out that I got diagnosed with MS?
That she need to play the lottery because there's no way in hell she got 2 people with MS.
Yeah. I think 2 people. That's where, yeah.
I think for me, it was more so learning that Tati had it. It was just like, okay, this isn't common. So it was kind of scary, but now knowing that you have it, it's just like, okay, what can I do next? What can I do to further educate myself? So it's still kind of scary being on the outside looking in because it's like, I don't know what you're actually dealing with.
Would you like to join?
No.
No? Okay.
Really?
But just being more aware and just like reaching out more. I know I suck at that, but just asking, are you okay? Figuring out what's going on.
We love you, Brittany.
We love you both.
All right, Tati, you asked her some questions. I've been asking her questions all day.
I mean, you pretty much asked all the questions. I don't know what else to...
Brittany, do you have questions for us?
What can I do as a friend, as a supporter, as an ally? What would you both like to see me do as a friend?
Have MS.
No. No.
Not that.
That's the only way you'll truly understand if you also have it. Jojo, you went from an ally supporter to a chronic. You got it.
Yeah, I'm a chronic.
So it's kind of crazy to go from like, so MS to I have MS. So like, when that jumped for you, how did you feel? Well, I know how you felt because you were just
I told you everything.
all over the place.
I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I love when she tells the story.
Yeah.
I don't think I
when
know
you
the story.
listen to her intro.
Okay.
It's so funny because
the long story short.
No, tell her when the doctor was like, do you know what MS is?
It was after I got referred to the neuro-ophthalmologist. He was like, have you ever heard of multiple sclerosis? And I got very defensive. I was like, yes, but nothing pertaining to me.
Right.
Because I knew Tati had it, but I was like, not with me.
Exactly.
No.
It was so funny.
Yeah, he had to calm me down.
He was like, relax. I just asked if you knew what it was.
Freaking out.
Answer me a question.
So we did even answer her question.
You did it.
I feel like I didn't answer you. No. Tati, go ahead.
No, Brittany, like you're probably one of the best people. Cause I was scared because we had like just met and then we like went into training together and I'm just like, this girl's cool, like I like her vibe. And now I have to like lean on her regarding a treatment. And you were so open and not judgmental and you just like kind of let me feel like it was okay. Because when you have a chronic illness, especially when it's invisible, you feel like people don't take your pain seriously, and you take it more serious than I do. Then you'll be like, nah, you shaking. There ain't something wrong with you. So, I can't say I can ask anything more of you because you're literally the golden child of support of anyone could ask for. Oh. You come to walks, you're around when it's needed. You do check on us. You do come to activities we ask you. One thing I always say with people with chronic illnesses, because we're really bad at canceling plans because we're tired. You let us know in advance. You always invite us. Because I know with a lot of people who have chronic illnesses or disabilities, the invites stop because it becomes almost like what's the word? A burden for people. And that's one of the leading causes of depression with people who have illnesses is that no one wants to be around you because you seem like a Debbie Downer or it's like an inconvenience. Mm-hmm. You always invite regardless of the situation. Like you're like, hey, I know you might be tired or you may not have like time, but I'm doing this. If you want to come, you're more than welcome to come. So like,
if not, don't feel bad.
Right. So I'll never like say I could ask anything more of you because you from the beginning have been more than amazing. So
I love you both.
The fact that you're here, part of our podcast, that is amazing because sometimes I feel like I'm talking too much about it and I'm annoying people. So that's why I would kind of refrain from talking about it. But I never get that vibe from you. It's not oh, here we go again.
It's like, girl, you tired? We get it. You're fatigued.
Trying to add it to the conversation. Well,
I guess for me is I enjoy the conversations because I don't know, like with all of our jobs, how demanding our jobs is and with life is just, I don't know how often you get the chance to vent and let it out. So for me is let it out, vent. I don't have a chronic illness, but I do have other things that's going on. So I would like to have a listening ear, whether it's relationship, money issues or whatever it is. So I don't feel like it should be limited to just those things. So if you need to vent, you need to let it out, you need to scream, you need to throw some plates, I'm there. So for me, it's just being that listening ear that I would also like to have.
Just for the record, if you'd like to throw plates at my house, do not throw the sunflower plates. Those are breakable. So
please don't throw any of my plates.
No plates.
There's plates you can throw.
They have rage rooms.
I know.
I've never been to a rage room.
We haven't. I feel like we gonna relapse just trying to just throw stuff.
We'll take a
take a medication, have a good hearty breakfast.
Well, thank you, Brittany. Do you have any additional questions for us?
I do not. I really enjoyed this. I was nervous at first, but I think just because we are friends, really great friends, and we have normal conversations. So it's like flowing. It's just a conversation. It's not like I'm getting drilled or it's a quiz or anything, but it just really feel like I'm just in a room with my friends, just having a conversation about a topic that we're always talking about.
Really quick, which MS do me and Jojo have?
That's drilling.
Now it's a quiz. I'm just kidding. Don't look at me.
So there's 4 different types. Both Tati and I have the most common one is RRMS. Relapsing, remitting, multiple sclerosis. Every time I say RR, she sounds like a pirate. So yeah. So it's
I'll remember it for the next time I get quiz.
RRMS.
And you can't upgrade. I've asked my neurologist several
To
times.
ask the nurses when she's going to upgrade.
Yeah. Like it's like a yearly thing, annual, like
it's a membership. When do I upgrade? But
it
it's
feels
not
like a
good
membership.
thing,
As much money I
right?
gotta spend, it feels like a membership. Just saying.
Okay, so we like to end our podcast. Funny story. Originally, I bought these cards because I wanted to have like a little card section or a segment in our podcast. But I didn't know it was in Spanish. She was like, "Where are these in Spanish?" I was like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Maybe the instructions are in Spanish." We look at the cards and
They're actually in
they're in
Spanish.
Spanish. So I was like, "Well, I mean, let's not use them." Tati was like, "Let's still use them." I'm like, "But you're not going to understand it." So we still use them.
But the listeners who may be part of your community
So
will understand it.
for Tati, we're still using
Okay.
them. So let me pick a card.
I got you, my Hispanic community. She's trying to leave y'all out. I feel you, dog.
Wow.
Nothing. Make sure you say it in Spanish and then translate.
Okay, let me not do this color.
What was it saying?
Okay, here's a good one.
Okay.
Easy one.
Okay.
Whew. ¿Cómo conociste a tu mejor amigo o amiga? How did you meet your best friend?
Surprisingly, I wouldn't say I have a best friend. I would say I have a group of sisters, like a sisterhood. I used to use that best friend title very loosely and realized that not everyone have your best interests at heart. So if we click, we vibe, and we've been hanging for more than a few years, you're my sisters. And like you said with us, we all met at work. We bonded over the traumas that we dealt with at work, and we still surviving.
What about you, Tati?
Well, one of my best friends I met in college. And it's a really funny story because I think we were both set up to be enemies, and it didn't turn out that way. So, a mutual friend of ours who eventually became no one's friend, she was like, I have this girlfriend. I want to go to Hooters for my birthday, but I shouldn't have money. Can you pay for her for dinner? And I was like, okay, that's when Hooters was cheap, before the economy went straight in the trash. And, I had a couple of dollars. I was like, all right, that's cool. I'm pretty sure she's not going to order a lot, but, whatever. So I met her. Shout out to Kay.
Hey, Kay.
We were sitting next to each other,
Kay.
and we were on the boys section, which I would say the people who have money section. And then on the other side, it was people who wanted to play with the bill, but wanted to eat. So we were sitting there having a good time. And when the ticket came, somebody ate but didn't want to pay. So eventually I ended up paying for 3 plates because I was like, I'm tired of sitting here. I don't know why y'all sit here with no money or no one to pay for y'all. So after that, we became really close, and then we just really clicked because she was a cool girl. No drama, no jealousy. I like girls who are smart, who are cool, who aren't looking for the male gaze attention. So we've been friends ever since. She's been my writer ever since. She's in another country. I still love her to pieces. And like Brittany said, there's only a few women that I consider really close best friends and or sisters. She's definitely one of them. Brittany and Jojo have become like sisters to me. Again, trauma bonding. Don't know if that's really healthy or not, but
We're gonna make it healthy.
Here it is. But that is how I met my college bestie.
So to answer the question, how did I meet my best friend? I have a lot of close friends who I've met through childhood from middle school. And then I have my besties who are from work. I wouldn't say I don't have enemies, but I pretty much get along with a lot of people. And, you got to have that balance where you don't take so many things so personal, but then allow people to be them. But I also don't tolerate disrespect. So these people who I still have in my lives, I appreciate you guys. For the most part, I feel like I've grown up a lot. And I know my childhood friends, we used to kind of bump heads when we were younger, but we went through the motions and we're still tight. So I wouldn't say we didn't have our moments of can't stand her, because we did. But, you know, I have a lot of close friends and I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, and just seeing where we are. Me and Tati, we're gonna end up she said no to the nursing home, but I guess we'll be here when we get older.
I'm cool with a compound. I'm not cool with a nursing home.
And we'll be taking care of each other. She'll be cooking. I'll be watching Netflix.
we didn't talk about that.
So,
And for those of you who are listening, she's dead ass serious. She's not gonna make nothing, which is crazy.
I'll cook.
What? Because wine don't count.
Uber Eats.
Hey,
so I mean,
as long as you're eating.
I be cooking sometimes. Groceries are high.
Period.
And then you gotta cook and clean and
That's how you get off work.
That's energy right there.
That's why I try to cook everything on Sunday. I try to make 3 meals on Sunday and just store it in the refrigerator. I just heat it and be done. Because anybody got time to be cooking every day.
So we're going to talk about the spoon theory in another episode, but energy is precious.
Yeah, very.
Precious.
When you got to lay down after taking the shower, baby.
Energy is precious. But thank you so much, Brittany, for joining us for this segment.
No problem.
And we'll see you again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for another episode. We hope you found our discussion insightful and useful.
Please be sure to like, subscribe, leave comments, and share with your closest friends and family. Be sure to follow us on all streaming platforms as well as social media, X, aka Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Anti-Myelin Society, as well as give us an email if you have any questions, comments, and or concerns at antimyelin@gmail.com. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey,